is not that bad. It's
All views expressed by the hosts and guests in this podcast are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of their respective employers. Guests and hosts may maintain positions in the assets discussed in this podcast. This podcast is for informational purposes only, and nothing in the podcast is intended to be financial, legal, or even life advice.
All right. All right, guys. GM. Welcome back to More Than Speculation. Today, we're actually going to be chatting about a topic that a lot of people might think like, hey, are we like slowing down? What is happening with DeFi AI? And we have, what should I call you here? Like Rard?
Yeah, you can call me Rard or Ali. Rard is short for retarded, so yeah.
Oh,
whichever is easier.
I'm gonna call you retard, bro. Sorry, I really don't mind.
Okay. Got it. Anyway, we have a special guest, and today we're going to be chatting all about DeFi AI and what kind of products that Rard thing is going to make a comeback. And yeah, I will pass it to you, Lambro.
All right, let's start with a rapid question. All right, product, price, or community?
Community every time. In my opinion, the only moat in this new era is community, right? You can have the best product, but if you don't have community, no one's going to use it.
100%. What do you think? Okay, is crypto AI currently just memes?
No, there's real stuff being built. I mean, crypto AI has been being built for literally years. The only reason why it's popping off right now is just because they're tokens people can bid and speculate on. And, some of them you could kind of consider it memes, right? But there's a lot of real value being built right now. It's just early days still.
What is the biggest bullshit in crypto AI right now?
The biggest bullshit in crypto AI?
Yeah.
You really have to think about it?
Yeah, no, I do. I'm like trying to think. I don't know. Honestly, it's kind of a hard question. Fuck.
I guess you're not going to build in that direction then. So, all right, what's the biggest potential for crypto AI in the next 6 months?
In the next 6 months, I think one of the biggest potentials is like having more and more stablecoin payment accepting merchants, right? So then you can start to compete with Stripe. Because one thing you see with like, operator from like ChatGPT and like, computer use is that it's not very scalable. Like you import your credit card details manually, whereas like if you use crypto, it would just use your crypto wallet and use stable coins.
Okay, why Hyperliquid?
Hyperliquid, one of the core reasons is, Ravenous community. Another one is Jeff and Julian. These guys execute. These guys said like, they built a really good perp dex and then they're like, fuck it, let's build a chain. And now they're building a chain.
Nice. Hyperliquid. Let's go.
Okay. I think we can jump into who are you and what is what are you building? What is OmO? What is Neko?
Yeah, no, for sure. So to provide a bit of context, I guess we can start off with Neko, then I can talk about OmO a bit more. So Neko is a DeFi AI swarm on top of Hyperliquid. The two core goals with Neko is to increase distribution of Hyperliquid products on the social layer. So, adding the agent on Discord or X or Telegram, and then you can actually, execute trades on PvP, HPump, as well as tap into agentic structured DeFi products. And then the second goal is to actually accelerate the development of the DeFi ecosystem on top of HyperEVM using AI agents. A lot of people in like the DeFi AI space are looking at it from the UX perspective, where like, okay, like, you obfuscate like, assigning transactions and all that shit through like natural language intents. I mean, that's fundamentally like a correct thesis. Like agents like the new user interface of like all applications, but they're not thinking about how like agents can actually, mint more stable coins, mint more LSTs, facilitate more sex to dex arbitrage or AMM to AMM arbitrage to make markets more efficient. So that's kind of what we're focused on. Agents on the back end of like these DeFi protocols that can actually accelerate the capital efficiency and development of a DeFi ecosystem. And then like how OmO comes into play is that like the high level pitch is that like we're creating like a multi-agent orchestration layer to streamline the development of complex social and utility agents to normal users like yourself, essentially creating something akin to like PyTorch but for Web3 on-chain agents. So if the audience isn't familiar with what PyTorch did for machine learning in the 2010s, it helped accelerate the development of productization of machine learning models as well as research, and that's kind of why we're here in AI today. PyTorch and TensorFlow like the main leaders. PyTorch is bigger. It's like an aggregate library of a bunch of different infrastructure. What OmO SDK is it's going to be like an aggregate library of all like the crypto AI infra required to actually build decentralized autonomous agents. And then what we'll do is we'll create fine-tuned models to OmO SDK, so then people like yourself can create agents that have quite complex capacity and natural language. And then like Q1, Q2, what we're focused on at OmO is agents as a service. So working with a couple of different clients. Thales, like an AI16Z partner, was our first client. Or I can't like mention the other clients, but yeah, like speaking to some like even larger partners on that. And then Neko is just like one of our first agent products. So we just want to showcase that we're good at agent builders. We know what we're talking about, and then build more of our infrastructure out like Q3, Q4, and beyond.
Nice. Okay. I'm sure maybe probably like 30 or 40% of our listeners don't fully understand what you just said just now. They will see a lot of keywords. Like obviously the why reason I invited you is like I trust your expertise. We've chatted a few times. I respect the things that you've built and you've done. But let's say if someone is brand new to this AI crypto thing, how would you show them in, let's say, simply like something that will cut this out and send this to a DeFi guy that haven't touched any crypto AI and the thing is everything is just a meme coin? How would you phrase this properly? Or
Yeah, for
shortly?
sure. So how I would phrase Neko in a simple manner is Neko is a um, it's basically just a bunch of agents or bots, right? That's just gonna help accelerate the development of HyperEVM. And then how I would phrase what OmO is gonna be. OmO is just gonna simplify and reduce the learning curve to creating agents for anyone.
So for Nico, right? Like I imagine, would it be something like Hyperliquid? How can I create the best funding rate ARB, or how can I do this, blah blah blah, and then it will actually move my money as well, or is it just an information base or a let's say a Twitter sharing info, and or does it actually manage your money as well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like, we could potentially explore the idea of allowing users to create their own strategies, but the reality is that like, you know, having like good yield strategies that are competitive or better than like MEV Capital or Gauntlet, right? That's not going to come from like a random ass user. Like we're mainly going to curate it ourselves, right? So one of our core partners, Nucleus, they're actually creating like this Vault architecture. Nucleus Earn is like a yield protocol essentially, and they have like asset managers, right, that can basically move the capital based off of the tools that a Vault can call. So essentially, instead of it being an asset manager, it's going to be one of our own agents, one of the Neko sub agents that will basically be managing the user's capital, and like how the user interface or like user flow would look like is you just approve deposit into a vault.
Nice. So it's going in the UI. Is it going to be like, I have XXX amount of money, my exposure is this. Can you advise me a few things, or can you run these kind of things? And then the underlying DeFi infrastructure will be using Nucleus. And then if people want to build their own version of AI bots, they can use OmO as well.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. So in terms of like the natural language execution, that's not that big of a focus for like the DeFi AI vaults. I think we could eventually get there. That's not that hard of a thing to tackle. Of being like, oh yeah, I just want to like I want to optimize for like stay type with like low risk management or like low risk exposure, right? Or like you could kind of figure out how you'd want to prompt it. Um, and then what was your other question like around OmO? Like with the actual agent creation, that's not really gonna. We haven't really even started building that, right? That's probably gonna be later down like the line. Like we're gonna start like R&D like Q3, start building it out in Q4, and then just like build that out for the next couple of years essentially.
Got it. I just want to take a step back a bit just to quickly recap. So OMO itself, basically what you're trying to work on is to make it easier for anybody to launch and create and build and deploy their own agents, right? And then on Neko, basically it's an agent that's optimized to help support, I guess, like scale the DeFi ecosystem for HyperEVM. Is it sort of like the right summary?
Yes, that's correct.
Got it. For curious, like, what do you think is like the one product that would really unlock DeFi AI in the next year or so?
That would really unlock DeFi AI next year. Hmm. Honestly, I think it might be like a looped leverage HLP vault on HyperEVM that's managed by a model to maintain like the collateral ratio. I think that's there's like almost like half a bill and like TVL that's waiting to be collateralized in HLP. And if we can figure out the logic, if like, you know, the lending and borrowing protocols can figure out the logic in terms of like what liquidations would be like, because there's like a 4-day lock period on HLP, then we can have like an agent that actually manages the health collateral ratio of HLP, right? That's like the one like interesting value prop of, you know, using models and agents to actually do strategies, because you can like loop leverage like 10-20x, right? And then you can go to sleep like, you know, safe, you know, soundly, not worrying about getting liquidated versus like, you know, personally, like when I open up an Aave loan, right, and I take out like 60% against my collateral, I'll just like wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, fuck, am I liquidated, right? So like when people like are loop leverage, I don't know how they can do that.
Yeah, like
100%.
even just like 2 or 3x on like HLP yield, I think if you can securely maintain it, I think that would be powerful.
Nice. Okay, so like I think we're pretty clear what's going on. So what's your launch plan, or what's the timeline like? And let's say I'm a retail right now and just want to how to make money. Like what should I do?
No, for sure. If you're retail, get in the HL trenches, for sure. We're still, so we've publicly announced 14 out of the 33% of like the airdrop that we're allocating to like the HL community. Gonna announce more like today as well as throughout the course of next week. And then yeah, you know, we'll see. I can't give like specific dates, but like yeah, we'll see if it's gonna be. It's most likely gonna be in Q1 for spot listing. We're just like cooking up. We're just like wrapping up some like the agent functionality for like the MVP, as well as like just getting the landing page ready too.
It's a shame that you
wait.
don't have your camera on, because like otherwise I'll be start shouting community names to see it do your face twitch or something.
Wait. I want to take a step back. What are the few tips if you want to get started on HL trenches? Like, is there any tools that you like, or any like things that we should know? Oh, like the token doesn't trade as like Solana trenches. It's a bit different. Like, yeah.
No, for sure. I think PvP trade is one of the best spots to start in terms of like getting into the HL trenches. I don't know if I can recommend HBot, right? Like if you're a real trencher, you use HBot and like, you know, do like all the pre-market stuff, but the UX is really bad, and that's like one thing we're looking to solve with Neko as well. So, you know, once we have that live, use Neko to trade like all like the pre you know, bonding curve you know, meme coins that will probably go to zero, who knows. And then yeah, those are probably like the two main products in terms of like Hyperliquid L1. Once HyperEVM goes live, yeah, I'm sure DeFi Llama will list it and like list all the protocols. So yeah, DeFi Llama, PvP trade, and you know, Neko.
Marco, have you been trading in the trenches for Hyperliquid?
Not so much. I did it once when like when the initial hype happened, but then I kind of stopped.
The thing with Hyperliquid trenches right now is it's not as friendly as Solana and Base, because they have to bid the ticker, right? So actually the market cap is quite high initially. So most people buy like from hedge fund, or I don't think the liquid hype is or liquid launcher is live yet, but like basically I've been doing it on hedge fund, but because the bonding is so high, most people just jit on the first day.
Yeah, the market dynamics are pretty funny for H pump, right? Because everyone is kind of like trading, right? They're trying to like exit before like, you know, you bond, right? And if you do bond, then like it's not tradable. And then like I have so many DMs of like random community members that just like, yo, when spotless, don't want to fucking dump. I'm like, bro, I'll just buy I'll just buy your shit OTC, bro. Just send me Addy. Um, but yeah, I think like one issue with Hyperliquid itself is that it's hard to navigate, and I think like this is like one thing I forgot as well. Like use dbridge to get onto Hyperliquid too. Yeah, that's also gonna just
Sorry,
streamline it.
I haven't used dbridge to bridge over. I've been using the Arbitrum bridge. What's the difference?
There's not really much of it. dbridge is just a bridge aggregator, so it routes through the
Uh,
Arbitrum bridge too. Yeah, I
I
just I
see.
just find that dbridge has like super fast finality.
So it
So
settles faster. Yep. Okay.
yeah.
Just to paint a little bit more color for people that are not in the trenches right now, the reason why the bonding is a lot higher is because they have to buy the ticket, which is why hype is good. Every 31 hours, they need to buy the ticket. The bid goes from maybe 100K to 250K sometimes, and technically they have to pay that. And on top of that, you can imagine that first, as a meme coin, you have to use money to buy the ticker. Secondly, you have to spend that money into liquidity. So actually the cost to getting listed and bonded is a lot higher than the typical meme coin tranches in other chains. But this is bullish for hype.
I think it's an interesting design choice because otherwise you would see like people trying to launch 5 broccoli tokens on Solana just because CZ thinks it was his dog or something, right? So it's
Bro, did you get, I got murked. I got murked in broccoli last night. Did you bid on it, retard? Bro. Yesterday. Did you
I
bid? You did.
no, 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 I did not bid broccoli. No, no. I'm
Bro,
honestly like,
yesterday I literally I was literally throwing darts in aim. I saw 6 or 8 broccoli token. As long as the liquidity was higher than 50K, I just aped. And then because the fucking ticks on BNB was so bad, I had to shoot. And then like I wow, damn, it was I ended up not losing a lot of money, but like it was fun. It was fun. But yeah.
at least you had fun doing it. Yeah, I mean, like with the trenches right now, I'm not really. I'm just like watching the markets right now. I'm not really doing much trading because it's just really fucking value extractive, right? It's pretty
a
negative
bad
EV
time
to
to be
like
gambling
trade
right
right
now.
now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the other side on this. Like, I actually enjoy these moments right now because like the betas, like the short term betas are not actually gonna run. So that means like all the trend changing memes are gonna get all the attention. And broccoli would have been potentially the one, to be very honest. So like the ROI is actually very good. It's like I don't mind burning money to zero, but I know if I hit, it's going to be 20 to 50x depending on my entry. It's actually a better bet than like rotating to like 10 memes every 2 days. For me anyways, at least.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point, and I agree with you as well. Like, this is a good time to identify like which ones are like the largest winners, like which ones are rebounding the hardest, whether it's like meme coins or AI infrastructure. And I mean, like, if you look at like crypto AI or like AI agents specifically, like Arc.fun has been so strong. Like, it bottomed at like local bottom was like
Yeah.
168, now it's like 300, right? Yeah, Arc is like Rig, like a lot. Neko will be using Rig as well. Like Neko is
Oh, okay.
like we're using two different agent frameworks. We're using Eliza as like the orchestrator agent, as like the high level architect, and then for like the DeFi AI agents, we're actually going to be using Rig, this Rust based agent framework because this just has faster runtime, has better parallelization, and in
Hmm.
the context of like a DeFi high throughput environment, you want to have like as little latency as possible because shit can go south like super fast in 24/7 financial markets. So that's kind of why we're using Rig there. Really bullish on Rig in general.
Wait.
Actually,
That's Mhm.
sorry. Let's just take a step back and ask if what actually makes an agent good, like let's say evaluation wise, like because like when you evaluate a DeFi protocol, you see TVL, you see traction, you estimate the stickiness of the users, etc., the fees. So for an AI agent, other than that, how do you phrase the infra of it? Like what are the things you look at? You look at the language, the spread, like how do you think about that actually, just as an
Wait,
investor point of view?
you mean for the framework, right?
Yeah. Like which framework is
Okay.
better? Which framework is better in what sense? It's like if you want fast crypto, you go Solana. If you want like established people with whales, you go ETH. Like how do you think of this in terms of the AI agent scene actually?
Yeah. There's a couple of points to this. So if we're talking about like AI agent infrastructure, I think one of the most important things is looking at like the developer mindshare, right? So that's why Eliza has like done super well in the past, is because they just had so many devs building packages and stuff like that, right? The next thing is just like figuring out like what's like the best utility for your respective use case. Like Eliza's really good as like the social bot and stuff like that, right? But we created a wallet for Eliza as well. That's like an open source repo that anyone can use. But like the thing is that like you know I don't want to get too technical into the weeds, but essentially like when it comes to like TypeScript, like the parallelization isn't that good compared to Rust. Like Rust is kind of built for like high throughput kind of context environments. And then PyTorch, or actually not PyTorch, Python, it has been like the main like agent framework, right? Like outside of just like crypto, you have Pydantic AI, Kura AI, LangChain, etc. And I mean these have been like the backbones of like agentic workflows, but like you still have like runtime issues, right? Because like the issue with TypeScript and Python is that like your projects get like really big once you start making like very advanced agents that like start importing shit. I know I'm getting like super technical. Long story
No, this is
short,
good.
like on the AI agent framework side of things, developer mindshare is the most important thing, and then like figuring out where like the puck is going in towards of like AI agents in the space. And I think like DeFi AI agents or DeFAI is probably like the largest market opportunity for agents for now, at least. So that's why like Rig is seeming to be the most attractive one. I don't know if you guys have seen like the Ask Jimmy stuff, but it looks pretty cool. Like a really nice like trading agent with like multi-agent orchestration. And then like on the actual agent side of things, how you value that is that I mean, like personally, I think agents are gonna retain and accrue more value than the infrastructure layer because they're the new apps, right? So there's a couple of core things that are really important for an agent to do well. Your data pipeline needs to be really good, right? Your proprietary data pipeline, whether like you're scraping data or like you're fine tuning your own models. RAG, uh, retrieval augmented generation, as well as cache augmented generation. This is just like more data pipeline stuff, right? And then in tandem with like your fine-tuned models, so like you need to make sure that the proprietary data pipeline is effective, right? And then choosing the right fine-tuned model, or not fine-tuned, but choosing the right base LLM for like the actual agent itself, and then the actual UX of the agent, and then the community behind the agent as well. Like those are like the four core things in terms of like what makes a good agent, right? Because a good agent's basically just like a good application.
100%. Hey, what do you think about what's going on in the Hyperliquid AI space? Actually, I haven't been following that closely.
Yeah, there's not too much going on, honestly. Like,
all
uh,
right, all right. Say less, bro. All right, so Nico,
no,
yeah, all
no,
right,
no,
cool.
I could talk about it, right? The vapor was like I actually remember like you asked me a question at the start where like what is like your least favorite like crypto AI shit? It's these agent launch pads, bro. Like they it's like complete garbage. Like vapor is garbage. Waifu on Solana is garbage, right? Like they're literally just forking like Eliza and then changing the character file and they're calling it an agent. Like, bro, that's not like an actual AI agent. You have Vapor, you have Farm's like an AI, gaming AI agent thing.
Oh, is
Um,
that actually AI? I just thought it's just some. So I haven't clicked into it. I thought it's just some Ponzi NFT going together to generate some pictures. Actually,
yeah, I
to
like they're saying they have like AI capacity. I don't know if they have like actual AI agents like playing the game itself. I think that's like the angle that they're going for. And then there's HCR. HCR is like an
yes.
Eliza agent. And then I'm trying to think.
HCR is like Hyperliquid GCR, bro. Like you gotta listen to that shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's a bit of a slap bot, respectfully, but I respect any builders that are just trying to contribute, not rug.
Hey, bro, have you guys bought your ticker yet? Is it gonna be Nico?
Yeah, 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 yeah. We already bought Neko. We bonded on H pump in like 20 minutes, and then they bought the ticker for like 429K. So yeah,
Oh
we
wow.
have it
You bond
already.
it?
We're just
When did you
yeah, yeah.
bond
We
it,
we bonded like in January 19th, so it's almost been a month.
bro? Did I miss it? Fuck. Ah! Oh man. All right. We're not posting this, bro. Like I thought, where was my DM? Where the fuck was my DM? Jeez.
Bro, I didn't know you before this.
Oh man. I feel like people that I invite to the podcast because I just assume if I invited them, they will ping me. Like I actually will miss out on the alphas and stuff. Oh man. Oh man.
Come on, bro.
All right. So, I guess like your timeline would be when HyperEVM launch, you guys gonna start doing things, and then what would be the first features that people will be able to play around with actually?
Yeah, no, for sure. So what we're working on right now is actually facilitating trades and launches on HPump via natural language on X, right? So like you'll basically be able to at the agent on X. I don't want to dive too deep into like the actual sauce, like what the user flow would look like, but it's different compared to like what Simi or Banker kind of looks like. Simi and Banker are like, agents you add on X or Farcaster, and then they do like trades for you and shit like that. It's gonna be like a bit better UX in my opinion. And then we're currently forecasting what like the APRs and APYs will be like on HyperEVM using like ETH mainnet and Base as like examples, right? Because like you have like your Uniswaps, you have your Morphos, Compounds, Aave, so just kind of extrapolating like what the supply and borrow rates are like, and then applying that to like HyperEVM, and then once HyperEVM is live, then we'll actually get like these emission rates from like these different companies. So yeah, like probably like day one of the agent would be trading in natural language on HPump itself using the ELIZA agent, and then depositing into like the different nucleus vaults where the architect or like the rig agent is being utilized for tool calling. So those are like the two things I'd say.
Nice. Okay. I guess like we want to keep this episode short. Hey, if you're interested, do you want to do a proper like a rundown of AI space, like a sector dissecting everything so people would like learn everything about AI crypto?
Yeah, no, for sure. So, I mean, we could start off with like the AI agent frameworks because that's the easiest. You have Eliza, that's like a TypeScript agent framework that's pretty popular. You have Rig, which is from the Arc.Fun team. It's a Rust-based agent framework. They don't have as many developers, right? Just because Rust is kind of skill issue, but like, it's objectively I've done a lot of research into agents, right? Both Web 2 and Web 3. I think it's like one of the best agent frameworks in the space, like at all of AI right now. You have, I think it's called Ava from Pippin. I
Yeah.
don't know the exact name of the framework. That's like a Python agent framework. The guy that made Pippin made like Baby AGI, right? And Baby AGI was like a recursive feedback loop of like ChatGPT like 3.5, right? Back like when it first came out, and it basically like gave it. It was like it was giving itself commands essentially, and that was like called like quote unquote Baby AGI. So he has like really robust background in like AI itself. Um, I think those like the main frameworks. I don't know if I'm missing anything. And then actual agents, right? Like you have AXBT. That's probably the most popular agent that's available. Anyone that can like interface with. It's like an alpha calling bot essentially. Cookies just dropped their own kind of like AXBT competitor. That's
Huh.
honestly
Oh,
pretty good
right,
as well.
right.
They have a pretty good proprietary data pipeline for Cookie for like just like yapping on Twitter. For a bit of context, Cookie is like it's kind of like CoinGecko or Kaito, but for like AI agents and AI infra. They've received like a lot of market share in terms of like focusing on that respective niche. Uh, I kind of see this. I kind of see like applications or like infrastructure pieces of like Cookie as kind of like beta to agents itself, right? Because these are all different APIs that the agent will plug into to actually create like a better product, right? So it's kind of you can kind of think of it as like an oracle. Um, and then like with the standard like crypto AI infrastructure, you have like decentralized compute networks like IONET, Aether. You have verifiable inference from like Modulus, which is like ZKML. Uh, Aura, which does OPML. Personally, not that bullish on OPML, but Aura team is great. And then TML. TML is like, in my opinion, it's basically just using trusted execution environments to verify inference of these off-chain models instead of
Did you
like
say
using
TMO? Sorry.
TEEML.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. T. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So TML is like probably the fastest in terms of verification and productization of verifiable inference because the main reason why we're doing verifiable inference is to ensure that the inference output is not being poisoned by a third party actor, because we can't actually host these models on chain. Like these models are gonna like 9 out of 10 times like way too big, right? They're like not kilobytes, like gigabytes of like memory that need to be like stored on state. That's not realistic to do it on chain, right? Maybe Meggy solves this, right? But yeah, that's why they're hosted off chain. And then I'm trying to think what else. Verifiable inference, decentralized compute, obviously agent wallet, private key security is like really important. We're using Lit protocol. So Lit is like an MPC wallet. And the main reason why it's attractive to us is because with MPC, you can actually implement policies, right? So what these policies are, it's just like a whitelist of like what smart contract functions and smart contracts the wallet can interact with. So like DeepSeek R1, like the full 671 bill parameter model, like still hallucinates a bit just because it hasn't been as lobotomized as like these Western models like ChatGPT or Sonnet, right? But if you actually access control it on like the wallet level of the agent, this is actually how you prevent hallucinations. Versus like trying like I've been thinking a lot about this. We're like, okay, like how do we prevent hallucinations in terms of like a DeFi context, right? Because transformers are going to hallucinate. That's just how the architecture works. Who knows if we'll ever solve it. Um, so there's like an approach of like, okay, like create like a slashing network around like hallucinations generated from like the base LLM, but it gets too complicated and like incentives aren't aligned there. It's a much more straightforward approach if you actually access control it on like the wallet level of the agent. So like, sure, your base like LLM may still have hallucinations, but it can't actually act upon those hallucinations. It's like intrusive thoughts, right? Like you have like schizo thoughts. You're like, oh yeah, I just want to like punch this person in the face, right? But like on like the NPC policy, you're not going to punch the person in the face, or like in the context of DeFi, you're not going to send the user's money to a burn address.
Nice. Yeah, I think
That's a very good recap, man. Yeah.
that's a very good recap of everything.
It's very solid.
Bro, Marco, do you know why I said I like this? Like, I have to bring them on right now, right? Like, are you gonna put on your VC cap and like, can I put a ticket in? Send me that song.
Let's I'm gonna shoot you a DM after.
All right. I know there's a lot of info here. We're gonna try to break down in pieces for everyone. I want to keep this short, and I'll invite Retard to share more non-retard information again
Oh
soon.
my god.
All right. Do you have? Typically, we end with 2 questions. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah. When did you guys start doing this podcast?
We started around 3 months ago.
Yeah, maybe 3-4 months now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
got
then,
it.
yeah, we saw about 3 months ago. Marco was just like, I want to be more of a LARP, and I was like, I want to look more legit. And then we decided to work together on this, and it's a good way because like if we were on a podcast, like you might be too busy to come on to jump on a call, because I'm sure you jump on like 20 calls just to like tell people what you do, right? But if it's a podcast, like everyone can be like publicly honest, we can post things. It's a win-win for everyone, right? And actually, I felt like I learned a lot through this process as well in general.
Yeah, there's like a longer background story, but the TLDR, we just want to do something different in like crypto media landscape that's a bit more unhinged, and it's not always just like the very polished one. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, got it. And
So,
then
last question that we asked is that what do you think is required to make it in crypto?
what do you think is for a builder or for a trader?
Any way you want to think about it. You see, like some builders, like pure builders would never ask that, but like half trader, half builder will ask that question. I noticed that from the but I'm bullish on this, by the way, because I think a lot of builders they don't get into the trading part, so they don't understand their users, because like that's like part of the design actually. But yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. So as a builder, I think I'll double click on this point, right? I think community growth is like the most important thing, not just in crypto, but like in all of like, company building, right? Building brand recognition, having like a cult community that like just uses your product regardless if it's shit or not is like the most important differentiator. And like that's one of the reasons why we're airdropping 33% of like the Neko supply to like HL trenchers and like the HL community, is because we're trying to convert some of the audience. I like see it as like a cost of customer acquisition, right? Where we airdrop like a lot of the supply. We get like wide distribution of the token as well. Sure, people will dump, I can't control that, right? But if people actually want to join us on this journey of like what we're looking to build at Neko, which eventually will evolve into, DeFi infrastructure and HyperEVM to accelerate the growth of, HyperEVM in tandem to distributing HyperEVM and Hyperliquid products to a broader user base. Feel free to, join us on that journey. We're here for a long time, not a short time. But yeah, community is the most important thing. Community building is the most important thing as a builder. It doesn't really matter how technical you can get. That's my opinion, at least.
Bro, how you cannot be bullish on Retard? He took the question from well, how is it to making the crypto to shilling his own protocol? Oh my God, this is that type of founder you need to shill your bags. All right, man. It's been a great chat. That's a wrap for now. Until next time, guys.
Yeah,
Cheers,
no,
folks.
thank you for the time
Thanks,
today, guys. One final question: are you guys
please go.
hypios?
What?
Are you guys hypios?
I haven't. I'm not yet. Should I?
Okay. Not Hypio is good. We like Hypio.
Okay, I'll go buy right now. They're on ARB, right?
Give me the
yeah. No, they're on base. They're on base.
Okay. Let me. I'll DM you the link and I'll just buy some. It's the. The thing is, like, there's too many My Lady like NFTs. Like, I'm at a point where like the name is similar, the image is similar. I can't even tell anymore, and I just kind of like flayed it just because I'm lazy.
If anything, just like check out the community, right? Like just like look at all like the core like Hypios, like the different KOLs. Like MB is like a really big one. Skuna.hl is a big one as well. Like see like what the community vibes are. But like yeah, like the community vibes for like Hypios, like deranged like schizo poster, but like 2021 like NFT vibes. Like it's a very good NFT community. So that's my bull. Hypio.
I've DM'd you
Yo,
for the link.
Give me the CA, man.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, take care, guys.
Thanks
Bye.
all. Take care.